Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Friday, December 6th, 2024. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with the big picture as usual and just mention that there are two long-term price levels, both far from the market, well away from the market, I should say, well above and well below. And that is the long-term outlook shows meaningful resistance in the upper 160s to mid 170s, both climbing weekly, that if tested over the coming weeks, and by the way, this upper area is now anticipated between now and the end of January, can contain buying through all of the first quarter. Inversely, our support is in the lower 120s, and we're not expecting that anytime soon, given a buy signal that occurred. Now let me jump to the midterm outlook, and that's where I can show the buy signal that occurred back above what is now 141.66. 141.66 is a channel bottom we settled below over a week ago that at the time indicated a 3 to 5 week or sooner downside target at that aforementioned 120.41 to 122.82 longer term support area. But we're not anticipating this. The very rejection of that sell signal is in itself a valid sign of strength, and I am now anticipating as we continue, into January trade, the 161.44 to 164.35 area. So once again, holding above 141.66, I am expecting what is now kind of the low to mid 160s and climbing. I'll just go back to the weekly chart once again, the 169.23 to 174.34 area. 169.23 is the weekly chart version of what I just showed you in the low to mid 160s. 174.34 is a one-year channel structure in its own right. They actually converge in later December and can actually contain buying through all of the first quarter. We can fall away from there significantly. Let's go to kind of the day itself. And I'll just mention we've got 141.66, 148.88 remains a 3 to 5 day target. Make that an intraday objective if we happen to push or open today perhaps above 145.25. Now we did push above that intermediate channel structure on Thursday and we eased back to close below it. If we push or open today above 145.25, 148.88 is likely today. That is the high settlement price that was put out in early November, and we can top out there for the day. I don't think it is a bearish rotation kind of resistance. I do think if you're kind of a 3 to 5 day swing trader and you went long a couple of days ago with that settlement above 141.66, you may be holding out for 148.88 as a profit-taking level. But I do think we can expect more gains as we move into January trade, as I've already outlined with this image here above 141.66. I can also jump kind of to a more extended resistance here. If we happen to close today above 148.88, 153.88 is likely within a day or two. That is a channel top in its own right. But I really think that after this kind of sell signal rejection and the implied bullish expectations that come with that as we move into January, that 148.88, if we close above that level, I think we can push through 153.88 within 3 to 5 days of closing above 148.88. So I see 153.88 as just kind of a hesitation point on what is expected to be continued gains as we move into January trade, expecting once again the low to mid 160s and climbing. Now let's cover, the downside here, and I'm just going to go back to this chart. We do have 141.66, and that is solid support, able to contain selling through January. If we, here's the thing about, when can we expect a sell signal into the lower 20s? And I've been saying this all along. I mean, even after we closed below that channel bottom a week and a half ago, I mentioned, okay, now let's get a Friday end of week settlement, which didn't happen, but that's what I was saying, below the 137.15 low of the high. The all-time high was put out 3 weeks ago. The low of that week is 137.15. And when you close, it's not 100%. Nothing is 100% in terms of accuracy and reliability, but Yes, if we were today, and I don't see it happening, but if we were to close back below the 141.66 channel bottom, I would also like to see the market close today. That is the week itself, Friday, below 137.15. And if both occur, we are right back on our heels again, expecting the lower 120s as shown on this chart within probably 2 to 3 weeks of doing so. And so closing today back below 141.66 and below 137.15 does provide a clear reversal yet again right back into the bearish expectation of anticipating the 120.41 to 122.82 region. So if we close below 141.66 but we don't close below 137.15, what does that mean? Well, it's a muddy picture, quite frankly. I mean, I don't think you want to be long, but do you want to be short? I think you kind of play that out into next week. I think if you're long now, if we close below 141.66, my suggestion is to exit that long position. And in terms of whether you play the short side, I think that becomes clearly defined with a settlement today below 137.15. Until then, we are expecting the low to mid 160s and climbing by the end of January or sooner. And that sooner should come if we were to close over the next, say, few days above 148.88. Then I would expect that area within just a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks at the very most, where we could top out, through not only through January, but as this area approaches long-term channel resistance on the weekly chart in the mid 170s through all of the first quarter. I want to mention that this week, Wednesday, we put out a stock pick on Okta, and on Thursday, we put out a stock pick on Roku, both offering at least 20% returns, provided the conditions are met for entering the trade. They have yet to occur. We're giving you the preliminaries. We always present these as we're very close to that occurring. Sometimes we're actually ready to put out, say, we know on Tuesday we're going to do a Thursday Roku video because we're very close to channel resistance. And by the time we go to recording the video, we're already through it and regretting the fact that we didn't get the video out a little sooner. But both of those are still primed, still poised for at least 20% returns if the conditions are met over the 3 to 5 week to 3 to 5 month time frame. So if you trade those time frames, if you invest those time frames, you can. I think and if you like NVIDIA and Tesla analysis, if you like the way we present the market structures, I think you owe it to yourself. And I don't mean to be so braggadocious, but I do think if you like the way we present market analysis, you're going to love a subscription to wickedstocks.com, where you get daily triple Q, by the way, which is on the edge of a big signal today, and that also could be viewed if you sign up for wickedstocks.com. That will have bearing on NVIDIA if the triple Q and the NASDAQ 100 both post long-term buy signals at the end of the week today. They are on the precipice of doing so, and this is a significant long-term buy signal if it does happen to play out. And you'll also get 2 stock picks every week. And if you don't like what you see within 4 or 5 days, you can bow out at no cost to you whatsoever. So check out wickedstocks.com. I will be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's NVIDIA report, and you have a fantastic weekend.